So we have a great idea for you for some spring color. Planting bulbs now that will come up in the spring. So what you want to do is get a container, or you can even plant the bulbs in the ground. But always use for containers, use black gold soil or any other great soil, because you want to have great drainage and you don't want to bring in unnecessary pests that you would dig up from soil from your garden. So we filled this up almost to the way, to the top of the pot. We're going to leave some planting room. And so we have some daffodil bulbs here. So we didn't listen to our own tips, and we were digging around in the garden this summer and we dug up some daffodil bulbs, but we saved them until now to plant again. So the daffodil bulbs are going to be just a little deeper. So we're going to plant those. It's about 3-4 inches from the top of the pot. And we're going to kind of just stagger them around the edge. And we don't want them too close to each other, because we want to use them all the way around the pot. And usually you want to put the nose going up and the flat side down, but daffodils will find their way. So even if you plant it totally upside down, the flowers will still come up and bloom. So we got all of those all around the pot. And then we're going to add some soil, because we're going to add crocus bulbs too. And the crocus bulbs are smaller, and so you don't plant them as deep. So we're going to add some more of this black gold soil right on top of the other bulbs. And we're going to put the crocus in between the daffodils. And if you don't hit every one where they're supposed to go, don't worry about it, because crocus also find their way. And you want the pointy side up, and you can even see the old stem is at the top, so it'll show you the way that you point those up, but they will find their way up too. All right. And so those are good, and we're just going to put a little bit of soil on top of that, but we want to show them because we're going to actually plant plants on top, aren't we, Ryan?
We are. So now that we have, that'll be our spring color that'll come up in early spring, we're going to plant our pot for fall coloring. So we've gone through and chosen a bunch of, bright, fall colored plants just to kind of get us in the mood for spring. So we have, the black-eyed Susan, one of the Rudbeckia types here. We're going to use this as our kind of our focal point in the center.
All right.
So they're just going to kind of tease the roots a little bit.
Yeah.
That one's going to go right in the middle. Now we did not put any bulbs underneath that one, because that one's going to be goes a little bit deeper than what the bulb will actually want to come up through. So now that we have their focal point in there and all of our bulbs, we're going to put a little bit more soil around the base there, and then we can start planting our other annuals and perennials around it to give us our fall color.
What you got over there?
So we chose some other little fun ones. This is an ornamental pepper plant. It's not going to be hardy in the winter, but it's going to go long enough through the fall that kind of gives us this, really fun color and the texture. So we'll put a couple of those in there.
All right. And I'm just going to place those around, and they're going right on top of those bulbs.
And then here's another one that's kind of fun to go on the other side. It has a little different look. That one's got the round, and that one's more pointy.
Good choices. All right.
And we'll also add some of our pansies. And the pansies are nice because, they come in an array of colors, and these will go through the winter. So they'll continue, if you keep deadheading them, they'll continue to bloom all fall and into the winter and early spring. So after some of that other stuff has oomphed out a little bit, your pansies will still be blooming, and then your bulbs will start coming in and filling in the pot.
All right.
And then the last one here, we have some of our little evergreen, little heathers.
That's a great
idea. And that's got a nice fall one there, and that one's also a nice evergreen. So now that we've kind of got our combination all put together there, we'll go in and just kind of finish packing the soil in and filling around the edges.
And it's just like planting any other planter. You want to make sure there's no holes in between the plants. You want no air pockets, and just gently pat down the soil in between all the little plants. And my favorite part is, because next spring I will have forgotten that I put all these bulbs in. So all of a sudden,
always that mystery surprise in the spring. That's like, the sun's coming out, and surprise, you have all these bulbs that you forgot you put in your pot for last fall.
Yeah, so that's the best part, is you have a surprise next spring.